Welcome back. We have got another exciting project. Today we're going to be looking at the Suzuki Jimny. Now if you know me, my name is Adrian and I'm from Overlanding. And Bushtech and I have a good old history with the Suzuki Jimny. We worked on developing a bunch of exciting products, and now a good couple years later those products have really been refined to something that we want to share with you today. We're going to be going through a bunch of little accessories, going to be looking at some accessories for the windows, we're going to be looking for some drawer systems, some platforms, a bunch of things that have kind of been developed over the past couple of years and that Jimny owners around the world have been pretty stoked with. So, let's get started. So the Jimny is quite a small vehicle and you're going to be limited in space. So Bushtech have really had to come up with some clever ideas of how to really utilize some of the factory fixtures in this vehicle to make the most of it. So let's have a look inside and look at some of the things that we're going to be changing. So in the back here we have the factory seats, obviously. A lot of the mods that you can actually do to the Jimny, actually you can keep your seats in. You can keep a lot of the vehicle as it is, which makes the getting in and out and modding and demodding the vehicle way more convenient. So basically where we would start is we'd look in here at some of the things. This little box would have to come out of the vehicle. We would install a frame here that would act as our anchor point for the slides that can go on here, for the false floors that you can use just as, you know, better carpeted platforms. This plastic tends to be quite slippery, so you can't really rely on this to grip bags and, you know, all sorts of things like that. So we're going to be looking at trying to make the most of the space in this Jimny here at Bushtech, and we're going to be watching what they do and some of the products that they've developed to kind of make that process easier for you. Now, let's look at the side of the windows because they've done some pretty awesome stuff with that. I mean, they make canopies and stuff after all, so when it comes to gull wings and storage, they really know what they're doing. So initially when we were working on my Jimny and we were developing the gull wing and all of that stuff, that was a big exciting thing. Now, we had done that a good couple years ago now, and Bushtech have been able to revise that system again and again, and it's really in a nice spot now. Basically what we would do is we'd actually cut out this window and replace it completely with a little gull wing, a little storage box. You can do so much. The options are endless. You can either use it as side access into the vehicle or you can use it as standalone additional storage. That's nice because you get to utilize this section of the vehicle where it's really difficult to be able to utilize that without massive false floor systems and things like that inside the vehicle. But Bushtech have also been working on some other exciting stuff. So let's head over to the other side and we can kind of talk about other potential options for the windows. So Bushtech understand that people who own a Jimny are not necessarily in the same category of people who need a canopy. So it is one of those things where, so such a small vehicle, you want to live an outdoor lifestyle, you want utility out of it, you might have some dogs or you might have some children in the back or something like that. So they've actually been working on a window replacement that actually has a little sliding window that you can open up and your dogs can sit in the back and they can get some fresh air, or if you've got your kids or whatever in the back, you can actually get a bit more utility out of the Jimny. And I'm sure there's going to be so much room and so many ideas for people once they start seeing how they can use these things and how it can influence their life. I think it's going to really add a nice little touch to the Jimny, and what we're going to see over the build of this vehicle is we're going to see all of those accessories put into practical use, and you yourself can see, is this something that you would like to integrate onto your Jimny and how could you use it in your outdoor lifestyle. Look, this Jimny is ready to go. Let's get it into the workshop and start looking at how we can start accessorizing. Let's get this all out, let's get the frames and stuff in, we'll walk you through and show you how they're designed, where they're secure, all of that stuff, and yeah, let's get going. so that is the frame installed. So as you can see, it's using all factory fittings, all factory mounting points, and you've still got full access to your seats. So you're going to leave this frame in once you've kind of installed this setup. It doesn't get in the way of your passenger's legs, it doesn't get in the way of your storage space there, and you actually gain a bit of depth down there by removing the plastic tub. The plastic tub is actually quite chunky, so this is actually a nice little spot to have a bit of a shelf. If you put something in there, it's not always falling out the back of the tailgate, which does happen. Now, we've got the frame in. Let's look at what we can do with this frame and what things we can actually put on this frame. I mean, how neat does that look? Just the cap on the end here finishes it off beautifully. You've got the nice little tab here, so it goes right into the edges. You've still got full functionality of your seat. It's just really, really nice. It's so neatly done. But there's another side. So let's look at another option if you wanted to go for a full setup here, and let's install the slide now. Now the slide, you're going to be able to put fridges and all sorts of stuff like that on, but your imagination is the only limitation here. Come on, how cool is that? And how good is the finish of the whole look? Now, having the slider in here, you can actually, it's first of all, lock closed, drop the little yellow tab, slides out, hear the click, locked open. So you got your fridge on here or whatever you've got on here, cargo, a little kitchen setup, whatever you want, you know, close it up, put it away. All the seats are in there, everything is in there. The finish is fantastic, classic Bushtech quality. So this is really, really cool. I'm sure, you know, looking at this, your mind is going to start racing. I mean, you could have one of these here and another one here. You could have double platforms. You can really just go to town and have a lot of fun. So I think this is such a solid little setup at the back, and you can really take your Jimny and level it up to whatever you kind of need. Now, the next step we're going to get to is we're going to look at the windows and how can we get even more storage space, even more accessibility out of the Jimny. So the next phase of the Jimny build is a little bit more invasive. As you can see, the window has now been cut out and a new frame has been set in there. This frame is what the Gullwing will actually attach to, the gas shocks will attach here, and you can then potentially put any cupboards or anything else inside. So it's quite a simple process to actually cut it out. They just take a bit of piano wire, cut out the old glass, then glue on the new frame. That needs to sit and cure for about 8 hours, and then you can put on the Gullwing. We're going to now install the actual Gullwing itself and show you how that all works out. That was actually really quick. So you can see, little door simply just actually mounts the frame with 2 pins. Gas shock. So what you can do is, if you are mounting accessories on the Gullwing itself, there is room to add an additional gas shock, but for now, one is just fine to be able to use it. What we're going to do now is we're actually going to show you the little cupboard that you can actually mount on the inside. No holes drilled, nothing, works perfectly. We're going to pop that in quick, and then you can actually see how you can use this Gullwing. So for now, for example, you'd use it just for side access into the back of the vehicle. But if you put the little cupboard in, you can actually use this for storage. So let's pop that in quick, and you can see what that all looks like once it's all in. So that is a really nice finish, classic Bushtech quality, carpeted inside, little shelf. Now you can do a variety of little things here. You could put a recovery kit in here, you could put a little kitchen unit or something in here, have your little cups and gas stove and whatever. Maybe you know, taking the dog for a walk a lot, and you're putting, you know, maybe some boots in here, or you're putting dog leads and snacks and whatever. You know, the whole point of this thing is to create a space for you to get creative and come up with ways that this can suit your life. The cupboard itself is actually not very intrusive in the space on the inside. So you can potentially still keep the seat up and do that stuff if you want to. Obviously, maybe more for smaller people / children, you could then kind of sit in there still. But the ideal thing would be to have, like it is set up now, have the fridge slide on the one side and a little cupboard. And then on the other side, you can keep that open for bags, dogs. If you want to use the chair in the back there, you can still do all of that stuff, and you can still keep some of that functionality. Plus then, once that little window goes in, you can actually slide that open, get the fresh air in the back, and, you know, really kind of have your Jimny as a beautiful little lifestyle vehicle. The changes we've done here are just really that, enabling you to go and live your lifestyle. And, you know, that's what I feel Bushtech kind of strive to do with everything that they touch. Make the best, longest lasting products for you to use every day on your 4x4. So I hope you guys have enjoyed coming along on this little journey, seeing some of the options that Bushtech have at the moment available for the Suzuki Jimny. There is a lot more development going on, and, you know, keep an eye on their social media to see as further developments going on. So anyways, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next video. Cheers.